You wake up, but something's off. The floor feels too smooth. The air feels loaded, like it's waiting for you to do something. Then a weird voice echoes from nowhere. Welcome, player. Your tutorial begins now. You look around, your room looks mostly normal. But there's a glowing icon above your bed that says XP 0 level 1. You blink. You take a step. +1 XP. You drink water. +2 health points. Turns out life has turned into a video game. Not with monsters or crazy weapons, just your regular life, but now everything is part of a game system. You get points for walking, eating on time, being kind to someone, or even brushing your teeth. A little scoreboard pops up every time you do something. You feel productive just for existing. People start seeing progress in real time. There's a mood meter on your wrist, your social energy is tracked, and your relationships show actual progress bars. Everyone can see how they're doing. No guessing. No comparing blindly. And weirdly, it helps. People start getting better sleep because the game gives rewards for a proper sleep cycle. Junk food? Loses you energy. Helping a friend through a rough time? Big boost in empathy points. Even just going for a walk gets you little daily bonus streaks. You start to notice people acting a little differently too. More polite. More focused. More supportive. Because now being a decent person actually pays off in points, in levels, even in unlocking stuff like new tasks or areas to explore. But there's a strange feeling underneath it all. If everything's tracked, scored, and gamified, are people doing good things because they want to or because they want better stats? And if it's all just a game now, what happens when you mess up? When you lose points? Or worse, when you fall behind? First, it's fun. Like actually fun. You feel motivated just to do everyday stuff. Watering your plants? +5 care points. Woke up before 7 a.m.? Achievement unlocked. Early bird. Even conversations feel more rewarding because you're getting little boosts for listening, being honest, or not interrupting. But then it starts to shift. Slowly, quietly. You notice people aren't just being themselves anymore. They're playing themselves. Saying things for bonus empathy. Smiling because it earns charm points. Posting thoughts only if they get wisdom XP. You go to meet a friend, and they pause mid-sentence to check their level up notification. You realize this isn't just life, it's performance. And suddenly, everyone's busy optimizing. You feel the pressure too. You don't feel like scrolling endlessly, but you do anyway. Because taking a break without gaining something now feels like wasting time. You're constantly tracking. How many points did I earn today? What did I unlock? And when you don't hit the daily goals, the guilt hits harder than it used to. It's not just I had a slow day. It's I lost momentum. My streak broke. I slipped a level. Then there's comparison. It's everywhere. Everyone's score is public. Some people are soaring perfect focus streaks, top-tier fitness stats, relationships maxed out. And you? You're doing okay, but not amazing. Suddenly, your perfectly fine life feels average. Even fun feels weird now. Like you go out to dance, laugh, just chill, and in the back of your head, is this helping me level up? And that's where it stings. When everything has a value, you start feeling like you do too. Not just in a deep, emotional sense, but in numbers, in points, in levels. And if life's a game, what if you're stuck at the bottom of the leaderboard? At some point, the sparkle starts to fade, especially for the people who aren't winning. Because just like any game, some players fall behind. Not because they're lazy or bad or don't care, but maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they had a rough week. Maybe life happened. And suddenly that little screen on their wrist that used to motivate them? It starts to feel like judgment. You overslept, streak broken. You skipped a workout, discipline down. You tried to be social but didn't get a response, charisma dropped. It's not yelling at you, but it's there. Quiet. Constant. You walk into a cafe and your life level glows above your head. People see it. They see you. And some treat you different. Subtle things. Less attention. Less respect. Because in a world where everyone's stats are visible, your numbers become your identity. Worse, some players start to game the system. Faking smiles for charm points. Completing tasks not because they want to, but because they want to level up. You see people in perfect moods, perfect schedules, perfect relationships. And something feels off. It's like life has turned into this never-ending scoreboard. And while some thrive in it, pushing themselves, growing, improving, others burn out. Hard. Because when everything counts, you feel like you have to count all the time. No off days. No bad moods. No room to just be human. And then comes the hard part. What happens when you start losing? Not just dropping points, but feeling like you're behind on everything. You try to catch up, but now you're chasing numbers instead of meaning. You start second-guessing even the stuff you enjoy, because what's the reward here? And this is where the game, for all its bright lights and neat systems, starts showing its cracks. The people who fall into anxiety because they can't keep up. The people who feel invisible because their progress is slower. The people who used to love something deeply, music, books, just doing nothing, who now skip it because there's no badge for it. But here's the twist, some players stop playing. Not out of failure, but rebellion. They log out of the daily challenges. They let their streaks die. And something strange happens. They start feeling real again. Free, kind of. They talk to people without checking their score. They go for a walk not for XP, but for peace. They let themselves be sad without trying to convert it into a resilience bonus. And that shakes the whole system. Because if enough people start playing differently, what even is the game anymore? So here's the big question, was turning life into a game a good thing, or did it quietly mess everything up? Honestly, it did help at first. People got healthier, more focused, more mindful. Burnout dropped in some places because the system reminded you to rest, not just grind. There were gentle nudges to breathe, eat, talk, sleep. You knew where you stood. You had structure. And for a lot of people, that structure felt like safety. It gave meaning to the mess. A way to make sense of growing up, figuring things out, and being okay with the slow days. But it also exposed something we didn't expect. That even with all the upgrades and goals, we're still the same confused humans underneath. We crave validation. We chase rewards. And the moment every part of your day becomes something to score or share, you start living less for yourself and more for the system watching you. Your morning walk? You check if it's enough steps. A deep conversation with a friend? You wonder if your empathy meter went up. You go to a park to relax, but your brain whispers you could be gaining focus XP right now. The game, for all its cleverness, made it easy to forget how to just be. To be tired without guilt. To waste time and not feel like a failure. To do something small and quiet just because it made you feel you. And that's when the shift began. Quietly. Slowly. People started stepping back from the chase. Not quitting the game entirely, but rewriting how they played. Someone skipped the gym streak and baked with their grandma instead. Someone else missed their goals but had the best unplanned night laughing with friends. They lost points, but gained something else. New kinds of players began to emerge. Not the high scorers or the perfect planners, but the ones who lived weird, lopsided, joyful lives. People who logged off during the day, who didn't track every step, who let their mood meter drop and didn't panic. And funny enough, they seemed happier. Because maybe the point of the game wasn't to win. Maybe it was just to play. To try things, to mess up, to explore, to rest, to connect, not for a reward, but because it felt right. The scoreboard never went away. But it got quieter. And in that quiet, people began writing their own quests. Ones no system could track. Ones that didn't flash or buzz, but stayed with them. So if you woke up tomorrow and saw that blinking message, welcome, player. You might still stretch, check your stats, set a few goals. But maybe, just maybe, you'd leave a little room for the parts of life that don't level you up. Because what if the real win isn't climbing higher, but remembering you were never a number to begin with?